How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today I'm with my friend Sam, and we're going to be reviewing his brand new 2019 Mustang GT Premium. So as you guys probably all know, this is the 5.0, and pretty much Sam's going to be telling us all about it. Whatever you know about it, just give us whatever information you have on it. Tell us like your future plans, whatever you want to do with it. And we're gonna see if we can get some exhaust clips, if you're fine with that also.
Sure, yeah.
Awesome. All right, so just tell us whatever you know about this car, just all about it.
So like you said previously, 2019 Mustang GT Premium. It's nothing special, doesn't have the performance pack or anything. I just wanted a premium so I can have leather seats, heated and ventilated, like all the, you know, the basic features that come with the GT. I didn't really want a base because even most base cars these days have at least heated seats. Unfortunately with the Mustang, if you get a base-based GT, then you don't even get heated seats. So ruby red is the color. I was actually planning on going for a Velocity blue, but I didn't, or couldn't find one that had the options, and at the same time couldn't find a dealership that was willing to work with me on pricing. So I ended up with a ruby red instead, which I don't regret it. Actually, now that I've owned the car, I actually love it even more than you know, now that it's, you know, clean and detailed, and I actually love the color. So pretty much stock, 90 miles on the odometer. You know, still has, you know, factory plastic on the seats and interior. How
long have you had the car?
4 days now.
4 days,
4
90
days.
miles. So
90 miles.
Driving it quite a bit.
I mean, no, not really. So I had it delivered on I drove to Virginia, bought the car, and then had them deliver it to Morgantown. So because I didn't want any rock chips or anything on that until I at least, you know, can get some paint protection, some sort of like ceramic coating on the car before I actually, you know, took it out and had fun with it. A10 or 10-speed automatic transmission. Funny thing is, I opted for this because I knew it was a lot more performance than the manual transmission. I can't drive a manual, but you know, I've had enough manuals in my life. But the A10 speed is actually great for, you know, speed pretty much. Now the fun factor is obviously not the same as a manual, but my plan for this car is just to mod it, and, you know, figure that the new 10-speed would be great for this project. 315 gears. Did not want the 355s or the, I think 373s are also available. Not 100% sure on that, but I know 355s. I test drove both. I test drove one with a 355s and I test drove one with the 315. The 355s were just simply ridiculous. I mean, you combine 355s with 355 axle ratio with 10 speed, and you just, it's so short, even though with 10 speeds. My plans for it, once I get maybe 1,500 miles on, is to do headers, exhaust, and E85, you know, tune. These motors, they're actually good for, you know, basic bolt-ons. I have seen people hit close to 500 rear wheel horsepower on just, you know, basic bolt-ons and E85. Some guy claims that he did 500 rear wheel horsepower. I'm not sure about that. I'm thinking more in between the 450 and the 500 is where those will be with basic bolt-ons and E85. So funny thing is, when you were asking me about it earlier before the video, is that, you know, the whining sound?
Yeah, it sounds kind of like a Pro Charger.
Yeah. So I test drove, like I said, few cars, manual and automatics. None of them had that whining noise, not even this one. But apparently, after 50 miles of driving, most of those newer GT 10-speed developed this sound. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I kind of freaked out in the beginning. But, you know, when I read online, went on the forums, Facebook, you know, the S550 pages and all that, they all said that it was normal. Some reported that they had the sound coming in after 160 miles, 200 miles, 500 miles. Mine actually started developing this noise after exactly 40 miles, or, you know, after its first race. I'm not worried about it. I mean, yes, it's not, you know, normal noise for a brand new car, but all the people that took their cars to the dealerships, you know, the dealerships reported back that this was like normal noise. And even if it wasn't normal, I wouldn't want them to tear a brand new car apart just to fix a problem. If it's not, I mean, if that little whining noise is, I'm fine with it for now. Unless if I start, you know, seeing an erratic behavior from the engine or transmission, it's not going to go in for that. I mean, it's nothing, like I said, according to Ford and on people on forums online and Facebook pages, they all say it's normal. Nobody had an issue with it yet, especially from coming from that sound. But yeah, I mean, this is basically my my plan for the car, and yeah, to go basic bolt-ons and E85, and then maybe boost in the future. Although I know these newer like third generation Coyotes don't really. I don't know how they would do honestly with boost. I think they have a if I'm not mistaken, 12-to-1 compression or something like that, compared to an 11. And sorry if I'm giving any false information. I'm new to Fords. This is my first ever Ford, in general, and obviously first Mustang ever. So I don't know what they will do with boost. I've seen people that have boosted them on like online forums, Instagram. They made great quarter-mile times, amazing trap speed. But yeah, all in all, fun car so far, although only had it for 90 miles.
So how much power does it have stock?
So stock, I think it's rated at 460 horsepower.
460. And do you know how much it weighs?
That I am not sure, but I think, I don't know what that would be in pounds, but maybe 1,700 kilograms, or
Probably a lot less than this boat.
Oh yeah.
So tell us about like your first race. You said you raced a Charger Scat Pack with the 6.4.
Yep.
So how did that go? You said
Charger
no competition at all?
6.4. I don't know. Those don't come in manuals, right?
No, the Chargers don't.
Well, I mean, that Charger was an automatic. It was in a ZF 8-speed automatic. But I didn't know I don't think Chargers come in manual. Only Challengers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there was just simply no game. I mean, like, we ran from a 30 roll to a, I mean, I left it off at 155 or 160, and there was like at least 6 car lengths between us.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. So do you mind if we go ahead and take a look at the inside?
Absolutely not. Yeah, go ahead.
Sweet. All right. So as you guys can see, like Sam said, he still does have like the plastic cover on all the seats and everything, and the floor cover for your feet, so that doesn't get dirty. All right. So sitting inside, it definitely feels pretty compact. Like, coming from a Challenger, I'm used to the huge like open space inside of it. And yeah, the pedals are really nice, like the sport pedals. You can see that right there. Let's see, steering wheel feels a little bit like kind of skinny, but I like the feel of it, especially like the leather. And then I like how it has these like toggle switches down here, like on the GTR, and start stop button right there. Then obviously you got the handbrake. I like how it's an actual handbrake, not like a foot brake like we have in the Challengers, because I don't even know why they did that. They had like the foot brake instead of the handbrake on the Challengers. A good bit of space in the front here. So as you guys see, Sam did get like a really nice cream color. I'm not sure what the actual name for this is, but it's really nice leather seats. And I don't even want to touch it because he told me that like even with a small touch they get really dirty.
Yeah.
So it's a good idea that you still have this like plastic thing on the seat, because I'd probably be the same way. Just keep it clean as long as you can.
Yeah, I'm planning on using some leather protection products for the seats. There are some products from certain companies that they help a little bit with keeping the interior clean, but obviously with this light of an interior, you're gonna have to probably detail it every 6 months to a year. Although, like, I know I've owned a few cars with black interiors, I could go years without, ever, like, needing to scrub off any dirt or, stains from the seats because it's, black leather. But I, wanted to switch it up a little bit. Also, my other cars that had black interiors did not have ventilated seats, which was terrible summertime. Combine black leather with, sun rays, that's not really a fun combination. But this one hopefully treat me right, you know, with the lighter interior and ventilated seats.
So as you guys can see, the gear shifter is right here. Obviously you got park, reverse, neutral, drive, and then sport. And then how do you actually like switch it to manual mode so you can use the paddle shifters?
Start the car up.
Start the car up, all right. That sounds really nice.
Thanks. So yeah, you just throw it in sport. So you got drive, and then let me actually get this out of the way. Okay, yeah, just throw it in sport.
So sport is all the way down.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get rid of this message. Yeah, you can see where it says sport down there.
Yep.
And once you just hit any of the paddle shifters up or down, you can see it down there. Just flash saying one. This is like now you're in manual mode. If you put it back in sport, or well, if you're already in manual mode, you just hold the up shift paddle for a few seconds, and then now you're back in
automatic.
Yeah. Well, this is automatic. You know, sport shifting. It just, you know, it's a little bit harsher shifts than the normal drive mode.
Okay, so basically to like turn manual mode on, you just hit one of the paddles.
Yeah.
And then just.
And if you wanna go back to automatic mode, just hold the up paddle for, you know, a few seconds, and then you're good.
Yeah. So you guys can probably hear like that whining sound that we were talking about. It kind of sounds like a Pro Charger. It's coming from the engine. And like Sam said, we don't know what that is, but I actually think it sounds kind of cool because, like, I don't know, I actually thought it was a Pro Charger at first, but
no, it's not. And like I said, I mean, I was worried, you know, especially that I did not hear this sound during the test drive, and I only heard it after I took delivery of the car and drove it for a few miles. I think right around 40 or 45 miles is when it started making the sound. So I freaked out when I first heard it. I thought it was, you know, maybe, you know, the drive bell, or, you know, it sounded like, you know, a pump going out of some sort, and I was worried in the beginning. And then I went online, tried to, you know, Googled it, and apparently they all say that it's there, you know, it sounds normal. So I have the Ford Pass app, which the dealership helped me sync it. I still don't know how to use it. They say you can, you know, use it to lock, unlock your car, you check how much fuel you have left in there, you know, stuff like that. I honestly don't know how to work it. I'll probably never, you know, figure it out, and probably never use it. But, you know, it's good to know that you have it there, if ever needed. So pretty much simple system. I think they changed this starting 2016, and nav is like, I think was what you get with like the premium package. You get navigation, and you've got your apps here. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff yet. I still even haven't, you know, fiddled with it. Just got in the car, drove it for a few times, just been busy with work. But yeah, I mean, you've got your, I guess these are your sound controls, radio, clock, navigation. These are just the setting. Climate, pretty much basic stuff, you know, self-explanatory, all of it, and then your audio. And I like the sound system on it. I don't know if I get any sort of special speakers with the GT Premium. Like I said, I mean, I
can't really find a brand of the
I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't say on it if it's like a certain brand or just like a, you know, basic. But yeah, I mean, basically I got this, got the premium package just so I can have these two were the most important for me, the heated and ventilated. And I think in the base one you don't have the toggle switches. They're more like buttons, I believe, or this is what I remember from the 2016 models. I don't know if the 18s and 19s all have toggle switches, base or not. I didn't look at any base cars because I wasn't interested in them. But yeah, I mean, and I think with the performance pack you get a couple of gauges up here. I think one is your pressure oil and the other one was the battery voltage, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Since mine doesn't have the performance pack, I don't have it. And yeah, I mean, pretty much the rest of the car is just like any other Mustang. You know, Mustang GT special. Maybe you'll have other, if you have performance pack. I know you get better suspension, better tires, wider tires, Michelin Cup 2s. I think if you get the performance package 2, these ones came with the Pirelli's. It's a 235 50 18-inch wheel tires, which I already ordered. The 265 35 20-inch factory wheels. Hopefully I'll get those sometime next week. And I also purchased a GT performance pack spoiler for this car. I found one on eBay that was a dealer takeoff, like in a mint condition and everything. So, because I priced those parts out from the dealership before I took delivery of the car, and they were outrageous. They were asking $1,600 for the spoiler painted in ruby red. So I was like, let me check on aftermarket American Muscle or eBay, see if I can find something. And I found one guy who was selling a ruby red performance pack spoiler, and he said I took it, the same day I took delivery of the car. So he's like, it's flawless, it's mint condition, and because I was gonna get a different spoiler anyways. But so yeah, I mean that's as far as everything I know as of now about the car. Like I said, I've only had it for 4 days, so
yeah,
not long time.
Okay, so I had a question about these toggle switches. So obviously this one's your hazards, traction control, and then what does this one do?
So this one is, if you look in the center, there is just dials between comfort, normal, and sport, which I'm kind of used to my BMW, because even in its comfort, in the most comfortable setting, I feel that the steering wheel is still heavy compared to the BMW. I don't know if it's a BMW thing. Usually, I mean, BMWs are known for heavy steering, especially M cars, but in comparison to comfort setting to comfort setting between my BMW and the Mustang, it's definitely a lot heavier here in the Mustang. Sport, I don't actually really like. If I'm going for like some spurted driving, some windy roads, I'd probably use normal. And then next switch over here where it says mode, you can have, as you can see, there's normal. And then if you throw, can you put your foot on the brake?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got normal, and then now we have like sport, sport plus, and track, where you see that the traction control light came off. I think that only disables it halfway, not completely. I forgot what the Ford calls it, stability track or something, right? Their traction control system. So this is like just traction control off. I've tried, hitting it from a dig, and it let it spins out a little bit, but if you start going sideways, it'll actually hold the car. And last one was drag strip. I am yet to watch videos on YouTube or like read about it and make sure how to use it. I don't know if I'm even actually going to use it. I might, just use it at the drag strip, but because me, I like to roll race.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I admit it, I'm not good at doing digs. So
yeah, that actually takes some real skill. Like a lot of people that drive like around the track, they're like, drag racing is only where the car drives, and like you don't have to do anything. But actually going from a dig, that actually takes like human skill to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I in general never really liked dig racing because I feel like you're straining your drivetrain way too much.
Yeah.
I know most people love dig races, and don't get me wrong, I love it. The Mustangs, at least the S550 generation, I know they have weak axles. I've actually, I know a guy who knows a guy who has broken his axles on like stock street tires, launching it from a dig, which was, I mean, sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can break, stock axles on, and his car only had bolt-ons, so so didn't have any like crazy amount of power, didn't have radials or anything. But yeah, so that's why I don't like doing digs. I will definitely take it to Keystone Raceway, and I'm definitely gonna run it the quarter mile a few times, just see what I can do stock, and then once I get the bolt-ons in tune, I'll probably just use like Michelin Cup 2s, warm those up a little bit, and because I don't want it to dead hook, because I'm afraid that'll break something. So yeah, I'm gonna run it before as stock, just to get base numbers. I'm not trying to go like hold any records or anything. Just want to have fun with the car and not go anything crazy. But as far as boosting the car, I'll probably do that maybe in 8 months to a year at most. Once I figure out how to do it and what sort of route do I want to go, like pro charge it, supercharge it. Probably not going to do turbo.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of third gen Coyotes that are twin turbos. I see them on. I mean, you see them on YouTube on 1320 videos and other people reporting from Texas 2K, and they just have. I mean, they run pretty good with a twin turbo setup. I just not sure that this is what I want to do. If anything, I'll probably either pro charge it or supercharge it. That's like a more familiar route with those Coyote engines. I feel like a twin turbo setup is would run me a lot of money for
Oh, yeah.
Well, at least to get a good setup. And yeah, those are my plans for the car as of now. Just basic bolt-ons as soon as I get her into 1,000 miles, 1,200 miles. Is I plan on doing basic bolt-ons in the 85 tune, and from there we'll see where it goes.
Okay, and then also one other question: how does like launch control work with this car? Do you have to be in a specific mode, or how does that work?
I don't think it has launch control. I mean, it's a 10-speed automatic converter, so you can just put your foot on the brake, mash the gas for a little bit, but if anything more than I think 3/4 of throttle, you'll start breaking the rear tires loose. I mean, it doesn't have a dual clutch system like BMWs or Mercedes, but yeah, you can just pretty much brake torque it and hope you don't spin the rear tires and just take off.
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed that video of Sam's 2019 Mustang GT Premium, and thanks again for letting me review the car. I didn't really review it, you were basically the only one talking, so thanks for that.
Not a problem.
Thanks for all the information, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and give me some more video suggestions of videos you'd like to see in the future, and as always, thanks for watching.